Moses was an interesting guy, right? God calls Moses. Moses is like, no, right? Because he didn't want to speak. He's worried about his stutter or whatever. But God didn't call him to be a speaker. God called him to be a deliverer. Moses was already a deliverer. He was already trained. His life training was that of a deliverer, right? It showed up when he killed someone that was mistreating his people. But the interesting thing about Moses is God says to him, hey, Moses, what's in your hand? Right? And he's like, this is where you begin, Moses. Begin where you're at. What's in your hand? And what was in Moses' hand was a staff. And he throws the staff, it turns into a serpent. You guys know that story. But there comes a point where God switches us from Joseph, what's in your hand, to what's in your heart. And so that Moses is leading these people. And they're like, hey, we want water, we're dying, we're thirsty. And then Moses inquires of the Lord, which is what we should all be doing. Instead of trying to solve the problem, we should be inquiring of the Lord. Because he already has a rock set up. He already has water set up. He's easy. God's made it easy. We make it hard because we don't inquire of him. Do you get what I'm saying? When you face stuff, inquire of the Lord, man. So Moses hits the rock with a staff and water comes out. And this water feeds people and they're really happy. Their thirst is gone, whatever. This happens again. But the second time this happens, God says to Moses, hey, speak to the rock. Don't hit the rock, speak to the rock. Because now God is like, Moses, we're going from what's in your hand to what's in your heart. And I'm going to talk about this tomorrow and the day after, right? The transition of what's in your hand to what's in your heart. And now it was time for Moses to stop relying on the external, throw that away and rely on the voice. Because the voice, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. And he was about to speak to the rock and it was going to produce water. But Moses got scared because it was new. He was about to pioneer a new way of seeing God move. He was about to step into a pioneering way and Moses was scared, so he didn't do it. And he hits the rock with the staff and water comes out. He uses the formula. And God in his mercy gives everybody water. But Moses missed out on the promised land. What I'm trying to tell you is that when you become good at receiving love, not giving love. See, all you guys that are trying to fix your problems and trying to sort out your mind, you're working so hard. It's the wrong thing. The more you can just receive from God, that is going to happen. Have you ever heard this saying? Abraham Lincoln, I think, said it. He said, if I need to cut down a tree, I will spend, I think it's something like 4 hours or 6 hours sharpening the axe and 1 or 2 hours actually chopping down the tree. When you understand it's about God's love for you, not your love for God, you are the kind of person that is sharpening the axe. And then you might come out and say one word, and in one word you can decimate all of hell. Because that one word has come in obedience. Out of the breath of God, your heart, your mouth aligned with him, boom. So whatever you're facing, the answer is found in, can you let God love you? Because if you can let him love you, you will be willing to hear some of the things that he wants to tell you to sort out some of the issues. Is so simple. Right now, you don't believe him. But when you're saturated in his love, obedience is easy. When you're not saturated in his love, when you're not convinced of his love, when you're not convinced of who he is to you, obedience is hard. This game is not about how much do I love God. This game is, do I understand how much he loves me? Because his love will compel me. His love will propel me. His love will transform me. His love will light me up. And the more I can receive his love, the more I become exactly what I was meant to be.